Hey everyone, this is Avi Harkishin from AH Charts. Let's take a look at SPY, but before we do that, let's look at the analysis from yesterday, which was actually that's the forecast for today, April 9th, which I sent out on April uh, 8th, the night before. So Wales had lower target of 490. Wales had upper target as 505 and 515. Both of these targets were hit on April. Both targets were hit on April 9th. No, that would be April 8th. That's my fault. So both of those targets were hit the day before on April 8th. So what I was looking at, there is two scenarios based on the data I was looking at. We could either, which I put in a video over here, I talked about it, and I said we could either have an A, B, and the C, which was right here playing out, or somewhere here, not entirely sure. Or we can have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last drop before we find that bottom, and then we start moving up. Um, Looking at the way things are, I wasn't sure whether or not we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or an ABC, but if we had an ABC, it's going to be A, B, and either this was the C over here, or we're going to come down towards that 477, 472 area, where we're going to see that C, and then we began to move up. So that would have been the bull case scenario. The other scenario is which I talked about in the video is that you want to see whether or not 490 is being held or whether the price is pushed down below 490 and drop. And if the price is pushed below 490 and drop, you got to look at levels, guys. Um, just not the path, because during the day, price action can do something else. So if 490 was being held, then expect some upside. But if 490 is being failed and you're finding rejection there, then the next level was going to be that 472 area. And that's when you can either see that bull case scenario play out. Now, 490 was held, and we just had a bull case scenario that moved up. So now let's look at what's going on moving forward. We came back and retest that macro retest level, which I'm going to show you about that level right now. Let's take a look at that level. Before I do, let's go to the daily chart. This was this level right here that I've been keeping an eye on. And I said, watch for this level right here. So we kind of held, came back, retest that level. And then obviously you look at the volume coming in here. Certainly that's buyers stepping in. So yeah, so let's look at the hourly, what I think is going on now. I think at least SPY has bottomed here for now. Does not mean we can't come lower. Obviously, anything could happen. President Trump could say something or do something, and the price could just come down lower. And that target would be over here, which is that 449 area. So that 449 area would be the second retest area if we fall below that 490 or we start dropping below that 480 area here. Then 490 would be here. Obviously, the most bearish scenario would be that 404. Yeah, so that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, so we're having decent volume, looking like we're gonna have some upside. But again, until you break above this level, downside is still possible. But for now, we're gonna look at upside. We're gonna see like where can you see that rejection. And I'm gonna show you guys now. Let's go into the hourly time frame. So what I'm looking at here now is for now, we're looking at this playing out. So today, kind of bottom here. We're having an A, I mean, we finished the C over here. We did the ABC pattern within that B, and then we dropped there. That's the C. So we kind of bottomed over there. Now you had a 1, a 2, and you're in a third wave. And the third wave tend to be that either 1 or 1.618 extension. So tomorrow's target will be somewhere around this. target here, 555, 550, 555. So obviously we have CPI coming out, I think tomorrow it is. So you're expecting a little bit of upside towards that 555 to 562 area, which I have here. Turn that on. Where did I have 562? I have it right here. On the volume profile, you have the point of control right at 562. So you can see resistance right here, and you're going to continue down towards that wave 4, which is right over here, somewhere within back this level here, 532 area, somewhere here, and then a push back up to wave 5, which is 575, which is the top that I have for this sequence. So this here is a resistance level for 575 right over here. So you can see that play out, and then we have that pullback towards, this is real support. This is what the data have tonight, which is 515, 530. So whales have a support of 530, which kind of correlates with wave 4 pullback, and they have a resistance support at 515, which correlates to this ABC pullback right here as well, using the fib retracement. So everything seems to be planned on the technical aspect. Everything in the market is manipulated and it's just planned. So it's just understanding the data and the technical analysis aspect of it, the forecast, the price movement. But this is what I have so far from SPY. This is what I'm going with for SPY right now. What did I do? Did I just remove something? Yes. This is the forecast I have for SPY, a bit more upside and then that downside. Let's look at the 4 hours. And I talked about, here's the top in terms of where can you see rejection for complete wave 1. That will be right around that 618 level. So we have this 618 level here at 562. So you can see rejection around that 552, 562. And that's the level I would pay attention to for any sort of rejection. If we come down here for wave 4, wave 5 would be right around this 575, which would be the top here, or 584. But somewhere here, 580, 575 would be the top of this entire sequence. But 552, pay attention to that. 552, 562, pay attention to this level over here, because you can have a pullback for wave 4, but it doesn't mean that if you're holding calls, you're going to wait for that wave 4 pullback and then that wave 5. That doesn't make any sense. You want to get out of your position and see what happens here. You can always re-enter your position if needed be. That's what I have so far for SPY. This is a sequence I'm going with for tomorrow. Hopefully that was helpful. All right, guys, later.